Good morning, dear students. Welcome to the science class. Today we begin a new lesson, chapter 6, combustion and flame. We use different kinds of fuel for various purposes at home, in industry and for running automobiles. Can you name a few fuels used in our homes? Can you name a few fuels used in trade and industry? What fuels are used for running automobiles? Your list will contain fuels like cow dung, wood, coal, charcoal, petrol, diesel, compressed natural gas or CNG, etc. You are familiar with the burning of a candle. What is the difference between the burning of a candle and the burning of a fuel like coal? Yes, candle burns with a flame, whereas coal does not. Similarly, you will find many other materials burning without a flame. Let us study the chemical process of burning and the types of flame produced during this process. Let us see what is combustion. We learned that magnesium burns to form magnesium oxide and produces heat and light. Here you can see magnesium burns with a bright, dazzling white flame. We can perform a similar activity with a piece of charcoal. Hold the piece with a pair of tongs and bring it near the flame of a candle or a Bunsen burner. What do you observe? We find that charcoal burns in air. We know that coal too burns in air, producing carbon dioxide, heat, and light. Here you can see the burning of charcoal. So let us define combustion. A chemical process in which a substance reacts with oxygen to give off heat is called combustion. A chemical process in which a substance reacts with oxygen to give off heat is called combustion. The substance that undergoes combustion is said to be combustible. It is also called a fuel. The fuel may be solid, liquid, or gas. Sometimes light is also given off during combustion, either as flame or as glow. The reactions mentioned above, magnesium and charcoal, are combustible substances. So, a chemical process in which a substance reacts with oxygen to give off heat is called combustion. The substance undergoes combustion is said to be combustible. It is also called fuel. So the fuel may be solid, liquid, or gas, or the combustible substance may be solid, liquid, or gas. Sometimes light is also given off during combustion, either as a flame or as a glow. So let's go for an activity. Collect some materials like straw, matchsticks, kerosene oil, paper, iron nails, stone pieces, glass, etc. Try to burn each of these materials one by one. If combustion takes place, mark the materials combustible, otherwise mark it non-combustible. Let us see. The wood is combustible, paper is combustible, iron nails are non-combustible, kerosene oil is combustible, stone piece is non-combustible, straw is combustible, charcoal is combustible, matchstick is combustible, glass is non-combustible. Let's take some more substances which are combustible. Petrol is combustible, diesel, LPG, CNG, cow dung cake, ethanol. These are combustible substances. Let's go for another activity. Fix a lighter candle on a table. Put a glass chimney over the candle and rest it on a few wooden blocks in such a way that air can enter the chimney. You can see the diagram here. A glass chimney over the candle and it is resting on a wooden block. You can see the wooden block. Then observe what happens to the flame. Now remove the blocks and let the chimney rest on the table. This is the second diagram. Again observe the flame. Finally, put a glass plate over the chimney. The third diagram. Watch the flame again. What happens in these three cases? Does the flame flicker off? Does it flicker and give smoke? Does it burn unaffected? Can you infer anything at all about the role played by air in the process of burning? Let us see. See, we find that for combustion, air is necessary. In the first case, the candle burns freely when air can enter the chimney from below. In the second case, when air does not enter the chimney from below, so the flame flickers, you can see here, and produces smoke. The third case, the flame finally goes off because the air is not at all available. Another activity. Place a piece of burning wood or charcoal on an iron plate or tawa. Cover it with a glass jar or a tumbler or a transparent plastic jar. Observe what happens. Does charcoal stop burning after some time? Can you think of the reason why it stops burning? Let us see the answer. Yes, after some time, charcoal stops burning. As burning, charcoal or wood is covered with a glass jar or a tumbler. Charcoal burns still oxygen present in the jar. In the course of burning, carbon dioxide is produced by charcoal also. After some time, oxygen present in jar get exhausted due to burning, and simultaneously charcoal is covered with carbon dioxide, and thus charcoal stops burning. You might have heard that when the clothes of a person catch fire, the person is covered with a blanket to extinguish fire. What's the reason? So if you want to extinguish the fire, you need to block the supply of oxygen. So if you want to extinguish the fire, you need to block the supply of oxygen. If any part of the body gets caught in the fire, then people wrap it with a blanket because it restricts the supply of oxygen to that area to almost zero, and hence the fire is extinguished. Dear students, this is all for today's class. Hope you all have understood it. Thank you.